beautiful souls, it's Tan again with another astrology video, and today I want to talk about the Sagittarius Rising, Sagittarius Ascendant, they're the same things, and the Gemini Descendant or 7th house, shadow side, partnership house, they're all the same things. Before you continue watching, make sure that you have watched my introduction video to what is an ascendant or rising sign. Otherwise, if you go ahead and just watch this one, you're going to be a little confused. So I'm going to post a link to that video up there. So if you have gone to astro.com or Cafe Astrology and you got a chart that looks like this or this, where the left side it has ASC with this symbol, which is a Sagittarius symbol. The right hand side you've got the Descendant, which is this symbol, so it's a Gemini symbol. You have a Sagittarius rising. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to call it a rising sign and not ascendant because I don't want to have to switch back and forth. So you do need a specific time of birth in order to figure out your rising sign, because you could have any particular sun sign and have a Sagittarius rising, so it has nothing to do with your sun sign. So if you have Sagittarius rising, you have the planet of Jupiter, which is the biggest planet in the solar system, ruling your chart and your whole entire life, and you have a Sagittarius personality. So because the rising sign does describe your physical appearance, you as a Sagittarius rising tend to have a horse-like face. Women usually have a horse-like face. Some men can have a horse-like face. Men usually have the horse-like body, and women more of a horse-like face. So you're either going to be like really tall and big. If not, if you're like on the shorter end of the scale, then you could be like chubby, meaty, plump, all right? So the nose tends to be like long. This is what I mean by horse-like. And then like the face tends to like go forward like this instead of like flat, you know, it just moves to the front, right? So I like to use this analogy when I talk about rising signs, which is the sunglasses analogy. So because the rising sign is how you see the world and how the world sees you, so with a Sagittarius rising, your glasses, the filter, the color of the filter is going to be yellow. Why is it yellow? Because you as a Sagittarius rising are very optimistic about most of the things that you see in the world. The glass is always half full for you. You approach the world really carefree, all right? You don't worry much about, you know, risks. You don't worry much about like whether you're gonna be in injuries, whether you're gonna, you know, you like to take risks. It's just all fun and games for you as a Sagittarius rising, you know. I suppose the abbreviation YOLO was invented for a Sagittarius rising. You come across as really friendly, really warm. People like to be around you. They feel good when they're around a Sagittarius rising person. And you could even be really spontaneous. Like you just be on the go whenever people want you to be on the go. You come across as really open-minded, like you accept all types of people, and you really do. You understand different types of people. You don't care if people are weird or whatever. You like all types of people. You are very entertaining to watch. Ellen DeGeneres has a Sagittarius rising, and she is, I believe, the funniest, you know, show host of probably the century, or the funniest show host ever. The other side of the Sagittarius rising is that they have a very serious side to them, all right, which is a side that's kind of all about their belief system, and belief systems of things like society, politics, you know, humanity, ecology, the environment, human rights, and things like that. And you as Sagittarius rising want to kind of communicate and teach, so to speak, these things to the world. You want the world to see, you know, these issues the same way that you do, which is, you know, you think which is the moral, the correct way of seeing things according to you. So yeah, you can come across as being kind of a teacher of your belief system. So depending on what your belief system is, you know, if it's something that is good, correct, that's great. But if it's more negative, kind of fanatical belief system, then that can kind of be something that you need to kind of, you know, be careful of with the Sagittarius rising. So they can really influence you, positive or negatively.
Thank you, sir.
How are you? My lady.
I just thought if you're going to go there,
I might as well keep
darling.
going as well. This is exciting.
You've never
for
hired me.
That's true. Not yet. No, I haven't. Not yet. But
Because there's nothing more terrifying than something random.
yes.
You see, random acts of violence is what terrorism really is.
Yes.
And she was the ultimate soft target. It was a random attack. And for some reason, he chose her. And that is the unexplainable, terrifying reality of her life, and why that movie, I think, resonated so deeply with people. She was raised by Midwestern parents who were like, honey, you're fine. Go back to school.
Right.
So sorry about your friends. And this was a girl who carried this understanding that that random act was not going away. And she knew that her whole life, her entire adult life. It's a movie about trauma, and it's so interesting at the confluence of the Me Too movement, all of the Time's Up, all of the we are not going to allow you to write our narrative anymore. We will fight back against the oppression. That's exactly what Laurie Strode has been waiting to do for 40 years.
They are, although they can be very like open to communicating beliefs about the world, they tend to be a little more private about their own personal like spiritual beliefs of self-growth and things like that, you know. You don't want to reveal that to other people. So the other analogy that I like to use when I talk about rising signs is the chick hatching out of the egg, because the rising sign develops when you first come out of your mother's womb and you see the world. So it's how you approach new situations in your life, like the chick coming out of the egg, you coming out of the mother's womb. So as a Sagittarius rising, you come out of this egg very carefree, in a very carefree manner and very excited. That is the main thing. You just peck on that egg like nobody's business because you want to come out and conquer the world and see everything and do everything and make a lot of friends and all that stuff. And most likely you're not gonna clean up after yourself when you come out, unlike the Scorpio rising, unlike the Libra rising that I mentioned before, where it's gonna kind of clean up after itself. You're not gonna do that. You're gone. You're out, you're gone. Wherever you wanna go. Nobody can catch you. Another thing about Sagittarius rising is that, like I said, they're very set in their beliefs, but you also have this thing where you can believe or think, you can think that you are your belief. You have your identity and your ego tied to your beliefs, which it's not really the right way to approach it, because we are who we are. We are who we are, and our beliefs are just a product of experiences that we, you know, encountered from being who we are in our life, and our beliefs can change. You know, we don't always have the right kind of beliefs the moment that we were born. So I think it's really important for you as Sagittarius rising to be a little flexible with your beliefs, you know. All right, let's move on to the 7th house, the partnership house, the shadow side, the Descendant, which is going to be in the sign of Gemini, because Gemini is opposite of Sagittarius. So as Sagittarius rising, you tend to always attract a partner who is very Gemini-like. They're not necessarily gonna be a Gemini sun, but they have a lot of Gemini qualities and flavor to their personality. Like, they could be super actively communicative towards you, and you really value that in a relationship. Like, you're looking for somebody to have that kind of good communication with you, open communication. That's really important for you. You also want somebody who has their own life, an independent person, somebody who is, you know, gonna give you the freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do. But you also tend to view your partner as talking too much. But I mean, that's what you're looking for, right? A communicative person. But you tend to get somebody who just might talk a little too much and might be like too picky on small little details that it annoys the hell out of you. Because you as a Sagittarius person are more like big picture, like this is my vision, and this partner of yours is going to be like, why do you have this vision? Like, can you walk me through the steps of how you're going to accomplish it? And you're like, I don't know. You might also view your partner as kind of lacking in direction, lacking their own beliefs, doing too many things and not having a proper goal and scattering their energy everywhere, and that can really, really annoy you. Think about like someone who's maybe like, you know, 35 or 40 and still don't know what their values are, or still can't hold down a job or something like that because they keep changing their mind. So an imagined conversation between a Sagittarius rising and their partner might go something like, Sagittarius rising might say, I've decided, oh, this is a good one. They might say, I've decided I'm gonna be vegetarian. And their Gemini-like partner might say, oh, that's great, baby. Why are you being vegetarian? And the Sagittarius rising might be like a little bit offended and be like, for spiritual purposes, ethical purposes. And the Gemini rising might be like, oh, so is that going to be inconvenient for us when we eat out? It's going to be more expensive, and if it's more expensive, are we going to share, or are you going to pay for it by yourself and I'm going to have to pay for my own food? Are you trying to turn me into a vegetarian as well? I hope you're not trying to turn me into a vegetarian as well, because I don't know much about this topic. I don't know if I want to be a vegetarian. I mean, like, is it going to be nutritious? Am I going to be am I going to encounter malnutrition? Do I have to go check? Do I have to go to the doctor yearly and check up on all my vitamins and the things that I'm taking into my body? And that's going to really put you off as a Sagittarius rising. But that's what you get in your partners. So the message here from your partner is that they're taking this mirror, right? And they're shining it onto the back of your head and then saying, hey, you got all this shadow stuff back here. Check it out. And nobody likes to have people tell them what their shadow side is. It's always better for you to discover it yourself by doing your own shadow work before you get into a relationship. So this Gemini-like partner is really gonna shine a light onto the fact that you could be a little bit preachy. Like, they might think that you want to turn them vegetarian, for example. So they think that you're trying to be a little fanatical and imposing your beliefs onto them when you might not be, or maybe you are and you're not aware of it. So it's always better for you to realize this by yourself, do some shadow work, and then accept this as part of who you are. And then you can work with it, work with allowing other people to have their own beliefs and you have your own beliefs, and you can still be together as one happy couple. And you're gonna get just the kind of partnership that you're looking for. Freedom, independence, communication, their beliefs, your beliefs, you know, all's good. So that's my take on the Sagittarius rising or ascendant and the Gemini descendant or 7th house. If you have a Sagittarius rising, please leave a comment below and let me know what it's like to be you. And if you like this kind of a content and haven't yet subscribed, then please hit the subscribe button and turn on your notifications. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.